South Africa, known for being the most southern country in Africa because, well, it literally is, but it also is known for all the good things. But what you are interested in is getting yourself a South African SIM card, because you know that getting yourself a local SIM card will be much cheaper than international roaming. Well, in this video, I will tell you how to get yourself a South African SIM card. So let's just get started, shall we? Hi! It's Adu for Phone Travelers here, where we talk about everything related to traveling with your phone, such as buying a South African SIM card. If videos like this sound interesting to you, make sure to subscribe to this channel. First things first, we need to know about the SIM cards here in South Africa and the operators. Well, in South Africa, you actually have 9 different operators. 4 of them are the main operators, and all the other, so the other 5 are MVNOs, so mobile virtual network operators, using the networks of the main operators. Well, who are the main operators? You have Vodacom South Africa, MTN South Africa, Cell C, and Telkom South Africa. Then we have the MVNOs. There's one MTN MVNO, which is Air Mobile by AfriHost, and then you have 4 Cell C MVNOs, which are RICA Mobile, Hello Mobile, Virgin Mobile, and Trace Mobile. And the thing with Trace Mobile is that it is targeted at the youth, for those who are between 18 and 35. But I've heard that the elderly, like the boomers, and well, maybe not the boomers, but people older than 35 are able to get the SIM card, because apparently most sales agents don't really care about your age. So how much does a SIM card cost? Well, you can get the SIM card for as low as actually literally free, which is Hello Mobile, where you actually order the SIM card online, pick it up at the delivery place, and you can get it for free, so no condition attached. Or otherwise it starts from 99 SAR or 0.99 SAR or cents, or let's just say 1 SAR, all the way up to 5 SAR. I say all the way up because some of these operators allow the individual retailers to dictate how much a SIM card costs. It can even be more than 5 SAR, but well, in most cases you can get it cheaper. But if you somehow manage to buy a SIM card for 100 SAR or 1000 SAR, then yeah, it's dwaas, because well, you shouldn't pay more than 5, 6, maximum even 10 SAR. Don't get scammed out there, watch out. So on the screen I will show you an overview of the SIM card prices of all these operators. Like I said, Hello Mobile is actually free, no conditions attached. But you will see that the one of Air Mobile says MTN SIM card price, which starts from 3.50 ZRA. Well, in the case of Air Mobile, which is an MTN MVNO, you first need to have an MTN SIM card, and then you have to use the app in order to switch to Air Mobile. So to use Air Mobile, you first have to get an MTN SIM card, and from then you can move to Air Mobile to the app. You cannot get an Air Mobile SIM card directly. You have to get an MTN SIM card first. Where to get yourself a SIM card in South Africa? Well, you can go to the official stores of the 4 main operators, so MTN store, Cell C, Vodacom, and I'm missing one. Doesn't matter, but the main operators. But you don't have to do so. You can go to grocery stores, gas stations, electronic shop, mobile shop. Many places will sell you a SIM card. At the airports like Johannesburg Airport and some other airports, you will most likely be able to buy SIM cards there as well, but you will pay a hefty premium. There it is not uncommon to get a SIM card for 60 or 100 SAR. You're better off just waiting until getting to the city or town you're actually visiting and get a SIM card there, because the tourist premium is not really worth it. And the thing where I said that yeah, it's dwaas, that still applies when you pay too much for a SIM card, even at the airport. Okay, so what about SIM card registration? Well, SIM card registration is mandatory in almost all African countries except for 2 or 3. But of course, you have to register your SIM card in South Africa with your passport details. But there's another thing that you need to be aware of, specifically in South Africa, which is RICA. So RICA stands for Regulation of Conception of, you know what? I was trying to remember this phrase myself, but I will just show it to you on the screen. It's a very long act from 2002, which basically means that you have to register your passport, well, no, not your passport, your SIM card with some basic information. So what information has to be captured? The starter pack reference number, your full name as shown on your passport number, the issuing country, and the address if it's stated on your passport. Some countries do that, some countries do not do so. And your proof of temporary residence in South Africa, which could be a booking reference or booking confirmation, or a letter of, you know, your friends or family you're staying with, saying that okay, he is staying with me in South Africa for XYZ days. In terms of this RICA regulation, this is for non-South Africans and non-South African permanent residents. For South Africans there are other requirements, but well, this video is more targeted to travelers. But if you want more information about RICA related to South Africans, Vodacom has an excellent about page or help page that tells you all about that, which I will link in the description down below as well. Well, the issue with RICA is it requires proof of permanent residence in South Africa. Well, if you're traveling in South Africa or exploring the country, you will not have, well, permanent residence in South Africa. And proof of permanent residence could be like a utility bill, your landline, or no, not landline, your landlord agreement or lease agreement or something like that, that shows that you live at this particular location. Well, RICA agents or the people who process RICA, they can be, you know, some of them are more relaxed than others. Some RICA agents will be fine if you give them like a booking confirmation or a letter or just saying that you're living with a friend or something like that. Some RICA agents will be fine. Some will say no, because you need to have the permanent residence here in South Africa. If you get rejected by a RICA agent, could be in a grocery store, could be a random store. There are like many RICA agents in South Africa. Worry not, don't get upset. Just go to another one, because there are many RICA agents out there around, well, South Africa, and one will eventually accept you. From what I've known, grocery stores or RICA agents at grocery stores are more willing to accept you, you know, your unofficial permanent residence, but this will be a trial and error process, yes. Another thing, if you buy it from one of the main operators, just to go to their store, like a Telkom store, Vodacom store, MTN store, and Cell C store, they are also most willing to process it with, you know, booking confirmation or something like that. Okay, so can you even use your phone when you're in South Africa? Well, then we need to know about the frequencies. Well, I'm not going to talk about frequency waves and stuff like that, because that's boring, but there are some things related to frequencies you need to know. Look at this beautiful map. You will see 3 different regions, 1, 2, and 3. Well, in South Africa, they use traditional European frequencies, which I'm showing you on the screen, but that doesn't really explain anything. Well, let's go back to the map again. In region 1 and 3, which consist of Europe, Africa, Asia, including the Middle East, and Oceania, they often use traditional European frequencies, meaning that the base frequencies used in these countries are all the same. I'm talking about the base frequencies, so not supplement frequencies. In the Americas, however, which would be North, Central, South America plus the Caribbean, they use American frequencies, which are different from the European frequencies. If you bought your phone in region 1 and 3 and you go to South Africa, you should have no issues using your phone in South Africa. However, if you're coming from the Americas and you have a low-end phone, so a phone that's a bit older or just very cheap, then you may want to consider going with Telkom, because Telkom's 3G network, they use traditional American frequencies, which is 850 megahertz on 3G. All the other operators, they use traditional European frequencies. If you have a medium/high-end phone, so a phone that you pay a bit more for, then it will most likely have 3-band or quad-band support. Then you can use any other operator and your experience should be fine. Or you will be limited to just 3G, which is still okay, or 2G if you're very unlucky, which is way too slow for data browsing, but you can still make calls and text on 2G. If you want to learn more about frequencies and how it can affect the way you travel around the world with your phone, make sure you watch this video up there. We explain it much more in depth. Worry not, it's not too technical, but it is very useful to know about the base frequencies used in different places around the world, or well, the 3 regions around the world, or basically 2, because European and American frequencies. So now I have introduced you to the telecom market here in South Africa. Now you may be wondering, well, which SIM card should I go with? Who is the best? Which one has the best speeds? What about coverage? All the type of stuff, or actually seeing the internet packages compared. Well, I have a complete South Africa SIM card buying guide, which you can watch up there, where I will tell you all about buying a SIM card in South Africa, including the best SIM card in the country. But if you prefer to read and get even, you know, the small details that maybe even the operators don't want you to know because it's like hidden in some terms of conditions, make sure to go to ptw.link/South Africa. Well, actually, just South Africa guide, or I will make it short, so SA guide. So, you know, it's very easy to type. There's also a link in the description down below. We can read my very in-depth guide about buying a SIM card in South Africa as well. So you have 2 resources, the video and the website. Once again, I'm Auto for Phone Travelers, where we talk about everything related to traveling with your phone, such as local SIM cards, local SIM card reviews, international roaming, speed tests, just everything related to traveling with your phone. If you want to save money on international roaming fees, because international roaming is criminal, and want to get the best SIM cards when traveling, or the cheapest SIM card when traveling, make sure to subscribe to this channel, because I cover, of course, South African SIM cards like in this video, but also SIM cards all over the world. So yeah, you better subscribe to this channel. On the screen, you will see some related cards. Make sure to like this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.